Welcome to my blog.stampwithelaine.com and welcome to today's project. This is the card we'll be making, and I've used the custom tee stamp set and the t-shirt builder framelit dies. If you purchase these together, you'll save 10%. The bundle is $40.50, and if you add a sequin trim, this is Blushing Bride at £4.50. That will take you up to the £45, and you can get this designer tee celebration stamp set for free. To stamp my t-shirt, I use the Serene Scenery Designer Series paper stack. These are 6 by 6 inch sheets, 15.2 by 15.2 centimeters, and they're just photographic images, and they're lovely. On the other side, there are generic patterns, so it's suitable for any occasion. My card base has been cut at 4 1/8 by 11 3/4. That's 10.5 by 29.9 centimeters. With a long side on top, I scored at 5 7/8. That's 14.9 centimeters, and folded it in half. A smoky slate layer, 3 3/4 inches by 5 1/2. That's 9.5 by 14 centimeters. With a whispered white layer, 1/4 inch smaller, cut at 3 1/2 by 5 1/2. That's 8.9 by 13.3 centimeters to layer on top for the front of the card. The inside layer, this is whisper white, cut at 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. That's 9.5 by 14 centimeters. Some scraps of whisper white to stamp the banner. Delightful Dijon and Blushing Bride Classic ink. Blushing Bride sequin trim, Stays-On and my Stamp-A-Magic, the Big Shot and the magnetic platform. As I'm stamping with a photopolymer stamp set, I'll need a foam mat, and I'm stamping on this polka dot designer series paper in Delightful Dijon. Staying with the Delightful Dijon, I'm now going to stamp the bride-to-be sentiment, or her bride's sash. Bring in the magnetic platform, base cutting plate, cardstock and paper. Place the die on top of your stamped images, top cutting plate, and I'm now ready to run it through the Big Shot, and I'll do that off camera. I have my 2 pieces cut, so I'm going to set those aside. I'll need the Stamp-A-Magic to help me align my words correctly, and if you've never used this stamping tool aid before, this is how you use it. First, you need to stamp the image. In this case, it's just some wording, and you need to stamp it with a pigment ink. So the best ink to use is actually Stays-On. This is called the imaging sheet. It's a opaque piece of plastic, and there's a T-bar that has a right angle, so you can either use it this way, this way, this way, or this way. So depending on whether you're left or right-handed and what works for you best. So long as you butt up the image sheet into the corner of this right angle, then you stamp your image. In this case, it's just a letter. You go straight up and down, and your image has been transferred onto this sheet. You need to clean your stamp from the Stays-On black ink. This is a clear matte stamp, and it's already got the foam backing underneath. You don't need the foam pad to help you stamp. Use some washi tape, tear off a strip and roll it back on itself so that it makes a loop like that, and just attach it to the back, and make sure that your cardstock is aligned with your grid paper or whatever paper you're using to help you align your images, then you can start stamping. I'm using Delightful Dijon, and it's this letter from the Designer Tea celebration set. Place the image where you want it to be on the cardstock, then use your T-bar and butt it up into the corner of your imaging sheet. Once that's secure, remove the imaging sheet, ink up your stamp, make sure it's the right way up, and stamp straight up and down. I will be fast forwarding this because it's going to take me a while to do it. Carefully remove your cardstock, and I'm going to bring back the foam mat because I'm going to be stamping some flowers with this image from the Custom Tea stamp set in Blushing Bride. For the inside layer on the larger Whisper White piece, I'm going to stamp more flowers at the bottom of the card, and now we're ready to assemble it. So I'm going to glue the inside of the card first with Tombow glue. Leaving an even border all round. Tombow on the back of this layer. Dimensionals on the back. Cut that in half so it's a better fit. And then just attach a sash. My Blushing Bride sequin trim, and pull out an odd number of sequins. I think I'll do 5 this time. The only reason I put so many on was to cover the smudges. So just dot them around with a fine tip glue pen. And then pop them on. I haven't seen any stamps for occasions for hen parties and things like that, so this is just perfect. And with this wedding season coming up, who do you know who's getting married and wants a hen party? I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial. If you like it, do give me a thumbs up, subscribe or share on Facebook, and my grateful thanks if you do. If you're watching from YouTube, you'll find the list of supplies I use below this video in the Show More section, with direct links to my online store. They'll also be listed here on my blog at blog.stampwithelaine.com. You can find me on Facebook, Pinterest or Instagram. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon. Bye!